aka Patters, but we're doing something a little bit different. I'm talking to you from my office right here in Center City, Philadelphia. Yeah, every once in a while I am mobile. I get aggressive. I like being mobile and talking to you about movies and our current run. We're talking Netflix and we're hitting our sci-fi streak because we just did superheroes. Before superheroes, we did action movies. And, Netflix doesn't have too much to offer when it comes to science fiction, but we got this one. We got Spectral. Spectral is one hell of a gem. Let's get into it. Yeah, so, oh my god, let me tell you, the last maybe like 2 days, including today, Philadelphia has been chilly and windy, and it is unpleasant. It's just not fun. It's not nice. Walking around is just not a thing. And anyone out there that regularly follows me on anything, especially on Instagram at AKAPAD69, because I regularly post my weekly and my daily miles sometimes. I love to walk. It's hard for me to imagine getting around, even when I'm in like a different city. Like recently I was in St. Pete, Florida. It is hard for me to imagine calling Ubers to get around because I love walking that much. I love exploring. I love seeing like the sights. You learn and you find out so much more when you walk versus taking rides. So today I had to come in early for some server work. Probably going to be in early tomorrow too. So there's a little bit of a windfall. Tomorrow's going to be tricky because I got the Phillies game tomorrow, and I'm hanging out with my sister this evening in Jersey Brewery. So I'm going to have to find a way to get here relatively early tomorrow after spending a night of drinking. Roughly being 90 minutes away also. So that's going to be fun to figure out. So anyway, Spectral basically lines up. It falls in line with a lot of these. I guess you can kind of classify it as tropes that men love, and we have a genius military developer guy that is for making things for defense, not offense. So we have that trope. We have a unknown military threat that these guys are sent in to figure out, just like Predator. That's another trope. Then we have the moment that the guy figures everything out. Another trope. Then we have a couple defeats of the military team. Trope. We have the introduction of the military squad, all of themselves separate characters. Like they're separate, they're unique, they're a unit, but we can tell them all apart. That's a trope. And then we have the construction trope, where the guy figures out what's wrong and makes some weapons to stop it. Trope. And then we have a central battery, a hub, a nest, a queen to stop. So, and that's going to trickle down, hive mentality, and shut everything down, and the heroes win the day. Trope. So, why is this movie great if it has so many tropes? Well, because when it's done and it's done well, I would say, like, comparatively speaking, just the layout, the flow of this movie is very comparable to Aliens. And the difference with Aliens is that Aliens had just better characters. It was a little bit more comic book, a little bit more extreme. This movie is grounded. Its footing is pretty much modern day Earth, even though it feels like it's a little bit futuristic. But everyone is fantastic in this movie. It's just Aliens, like I said, it has a little bit extra, a little bit oomph, a little bit more effort into defining who these characters are and what these characters are doing. But Spectral is somewhat, and pun intended here, this is a spiritual brother, sister, prequel to the Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie, where we essentially have the same villain. We're fighting ghosts with military equipment. We have to create some type of light weapon to interrupt the flow of ions within the ghosts, and there we go. Like, we're rocking and rolling, but along the way we have a beautifully shot movie. We have a well-rendered movie, a thought-out movie. Nick Mathui, I'm pretty sure that's the dude's last name. Nick Mathui. This is his first film. Okay, so it's been about 5 years since he's made a movie. There's not much on him on the internet, which really pisses me off because we're in an age of information. I don't know why people aren't more aggressive with branding themselves. You should be searchable, especially if even going back to 2016. Like you're making a movie for Netflix. This movie cost $70 million. I would like to know a little bit more about like who Nick Mathui is. Netflix was so invested into this property, they created a graphic novel for Comixology. I'm pretty sure it was digital only. That works a little bit of a prequel for this because, again, like this movie begins perfectly. It begins with the ending of another adventure. We have a military guy escaping. He's looking for backup, and and then we have the reveal of the ghost, the specter, the spirit within, and kills the soldier, and then there we go, roll title, rockin' and rollin'. But this movie too has like fantastic design. Like I love the guns, I love the military equipment. It has a level of grittiness. Great sequence at the end when they're pretty much in these what are they called? Ospreys. They're in like a fleet of Ospreys flying into the final mission to do their work so they can shut down the hive. Very Day After Tomorrow, or Edge of Tomorrow. Is it Edge? It's Edge of Tomorrow. Day After Tomorrow is a different disaster movie. But no, the Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, those Osprey flight scenes are incredible. These ones are pretty cool. Not as vast, but because we're dealing with a smaller unit here. And Edge of Tomorrow is literally like humanity flying flying off. But yeah, so like I'm not sure what else to say about this movie. I think everyone is great. James Badge Dale is great. Emily Mortimer is great. Sorry, I'm just not saying names today very well. Bruce Greenwald, Max Martini, they're just great, And we've seen all these people before. We have Admiral Pike, we have the original Reed Richards, if you want to say. And I don't know, I just feel like this movie definitely 1000% deserves a sequel. It it's hard to I guess I'm flipping through Wikipedia now. I don't see any reference on sequel. There's not much out on this movie at all, and I think that's a little bit of it's a crime. It's criminal. This movie is one of the few sci-fi movies very much worth watching on Netflix. And coming up next for episode 368, we're going to have a run. So you can consider it a long-form study of modern-day astronaut movies. And outside Gravity and Interstellar, Netflix has cornered astronaut movies, and there is a reason for this. And I originally was going to do 3 science fiction movies. We're going to do 4 back-to-back astronaut movies made by Netflix. And next episode, I'm going to reveal the reason why. The reason why these movies exist, what happens in popular culture, and again, a definition that Netflix does have its finger on the pulse more than other studios. So, tomorrow, George Clooney, $100 million, Shadow of the Moon, right? Or Shadow of the Sky? Shadow of the Moon. No. The Moon Shadow. Night Shadow. I'm back. Midnight Sky. Holy crap. I can never remember the name of the George Clooney astronaut movie for Netflix. The Midnight Sky. In the Shadow of the Moon is another solid science fiction movie by Netflix. Go check that one out. That one's really cool. Midnight Sky is going to begin our run of astronaut movies on Netflix. Everyone, thanks for joining me. Shorter episode. I know. We're going to get back to some of that longer content. You can support me. Hit my website, akapad.com. Sign up for the newsletter. I love you, and goodbye.